Hi again. You'll probably notice that we haven't dedicated a video to the US dollar or the Chinese yuan, but we are dedicating one to Bitcoin. Well, cryptocurrencies in general. The reason is that these new transaction media offer the technology to completely revolutionize financial markets. So, what are these cryptocurrencies? Well, they're monetary assets that only exist in the digital world as data. To create a Bitcoin, a person donates his computer's processing power to the blockchain. That's a network of online archives or ledgers where transactions are recorded, cross-referenced, and verified. That person then gets Bitcoins as payment. This process is called mining, and the number of Bitcoins that can be mined is limited. Unfortunately, the more Bitcoins mined, the more computer power is required to record and verify the transactions. Once created, each Bitcoin can be sold and it enters the Bitcoin economy as digital currency. People use Bitcoins in online transactions that are independent of central banks and other traditional financial institutions. The blockchain replaces all of these with a peer-to-peer network. And since a copy of it exists on each computer belonging to that non-centralized global network, the system is completely transparent and almost tamper-free. Now, to understand all this, we need to reiterate how money works. A government has a certain amount of wealth. It prints a limited number of paper notes and mints coins to distribute as payment for services. Obviously, the more notes it prints, the less each is worth vis-a-vis the national wealth each note represents. That's called inflation. Here, instead of a centralized government printing money, we have a non-centralized agreement amongst peers that only a certain amount of crypto coins will be created, minted, or mined. In the case of Bitcoin, that's been capped at 21 million. To maintain that agreement, everyone has a record of how many Bitcoins have so far been put into production, who's got them, and what's being done with them. Instead of a central bank governing this, we have the users themselves, and it's in their interest to maintain order. The value of cryptocurrency seems, at the moment, to be rocketing skyward. Since each initial coin offering is limited, the higher the demand. Obviously, the higher the value. And since we're still in its introductory phase, little can be done to quench demand. And the news cycle is amplifying the effect. And even political announcements hamper the ascent only temporarily. Since its inceptions, China has repeatedly tried to forbid crypto trading. A month after, JP Morgan head Jamie Dimon said he'd fire anyone who dealt in Bitcoin for being stupid. JP Morgan Chase was offering Bitcoin options. Meanwhile, the market capitalization of cryptos has been estimated at well over $60 billion. That's more than Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway, Apple, Google, and of course, JP Morgan Chase. In its infancy, Bitcoin got a problematic reputation. It was being used primarily on the darknet, and there were hints of it being used to launder real money. There have been numerous attempts to hack the system, each one making it stronger. But the more popular it becomes, the more acceptance it gains. That's not least thanks to its transparency and non-centralized bookkeeping. In fact, if anything, cryptos have the potential to be one of the strongest weapons against corruption, as India Prime Minister Narendra Modi said last year, when he announced the phasing out of paper currency. The current list of companies that accept Bitcoins includes Microsoft, Intuit, Expedia, Virgin Galactic, and more. And besides India, the central banks of England, Canada, Hong Kong, Estonia, and even China are exploring various forms of blockchain integration. The plan is to adopt cryptocurrencies either alongside or instead of paper currency. Clearly, Bitcoin's popularity is a result of its efficiency. Transactions are quicker, fees are minimal, and there are no middlemen to corrupt the value of one's assets. Thanks to Bitcoin's success, more and more cryptocurrencies are being created, each with its own peer-to-peer ledger and each with its unique system. First came Litecoin, then Ripple, followed by Dash, Monero, NEO, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, and many, many more. And for individuals, buying Bitcoin is as simple as installing a cell phone app, set up an online wallet, and then either purchase Bitcoin from the growing number of exchanges and ATMs. You can also enter transactions, buy and sell products or services, and so forth. And with most major online brokers, you can trade on cryptocurrencies without purchasing them. AvaTrade and others offer CFDs for Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, usually as US dollars or euro-based forex pairs. So buy, sell, trade, or invest, whichever way you go with it, trading Bitcoin is swiftly becoming synonymous with being a member of the modern global online economy.